We are back live here once again on the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey, producer Stone Shields behind the scenes for today's show. We'll run through all the latest on the Dallas Cowboys, even if we are at the end of June. And maybe if anything crazy happens in the ongoing NBA draft, we'll discuss that as well, but TBD on that front. All right, we are back with another round of the Cowboys Legend voting. Now, if you haven't paid attention, these are not actually good quarterbacks. That's not the purpose of these. It's almost meme players. Players who played for the Cowboys for a short period of time, and they really weren't all that great either. So the 5, this is my pre-2000 selection, because I wanted to put somebody in there that was, a behind-the-scenes guy or like non-recent player. Got Steve Walsh, the other first-round pick of quarterback in the Troy Aikman era. Bernie Kosar, who, yes, he did play for Dallas. Gary Hogeboom, who was, again, pre-2000s. Craig Morton, and Steve Pelluer as well. So pick a Cowboys legend among those 5 quarterbacks. I did put Gary and Steve Pelluer together based on the lead in the community side that's available on the channel as well. Pick a Cowboys legend for me here. Right now, Steve Walsh has 32% of the voting. Craig Morton's got 31. Bernie Kosar's got 22. Hogeboom and Pelluer have 14%, which I think is impact. Which it makes me think I did this right of which 2 to merge, because I can put 5 on Twitter and 5 on the community. I can't put 5 on the pin poll. It's dumb. Get your votes in there. What's noteworthy is Craig Morton was a runaway winner in the community side. The pin poll right now at least it had Steve Walsh. It's back to Steve Walsh now. Twitter was Bernie Kosar. So we got some wild voting going on there. Ty will eventually go to the YouTube community because it gets more votes. But it's open for a couple more days there. So pick your Cowboys legend there. SP, CM, SW, BK, or GH. Much more even split than what it was last time, which was Quincy Carter, big voting, Ben DiNucci, some voting, and then nobody else got anything, which I thought was kind of funny. So get those Cowboys legend meme players in there, your votes, I should say, in the comments section. We do have a super chat menu for you today. $20 is a commie shot. It looks mostly red. I actually think it looks a little bit more red on screen than it does in real life. But it's red because we're doing the Commanders on the Madden sim. $50 for a beer bong or a tortilla slap. $100, you get all 3, the bong, the slap, and a shot. $250. I asked my bosses. They said they will give me a free PTO day for the release of College Football 25 if we get a $250 super chat. So literally it's an extra free bonus PTO day. I'm already going to spend my entire Saturday doing that. Wife's going to hate me. But I can do another day for it. So that's $250 on the super chat. If we get that, I get a free PTO day. We have one more day to catch Bears Now in their super chat lead from last week. 217.95 is the number, or else we're going to face some relegation here at Chats, which I really don't want to have happen, but so be it. We did crush Seattle at least last week, so we're not like we've lost every single game. Get those super chats in here on today's show. Again, $250 is the new item. $250 super chat is a free PTO day for your boy to play College Football 25 the entire day, and then I'm dropping Olivia off with my mom, and I ain't playing with that. All right, so who you got in the Madden sim later today? I think the answer for this year is also the same. DAL for the Cowboys, WAS for the Commies. I will not call them by their proper name because I think it's funny. DAL or WAS. I obviously can't do C and C. That's not that. Who's wins? C. That doesn't tell us anything. So get those votes and predictions in for me in the comments section. DAL WAS for the Cowboys, for the Commanders, and then DAL for the Cowboys. We have a super chat coming in from Ecuador man AOG. Just the $2 super chat, but I greatly appreciate that. Maybe heart that one for you too there, Ecuador man. He just $2 says, wait, where's roll off JK Sup Tom DC for L? Very funny. I will say, once the Cowboys Report live stream ends, I have set this up so the stream will automatically head over to the Chat Sports NBA draft coverage for round 2. So wait like an hour, almost 2 hours. God, it is going to be that long, I guess, isn't it? And you'll see the NBA draft coverage here at Chat Sports. But for today, you're stuck with me. I know you're kidding. I appreciate that. Yes, Michael, PTO is paid time off. So I basically, like, instead of taking a PTO day, I get an extra free off day. All right, we will spend some time on make or break players. And I think Terrence Steele, in kind of an underrated fashion, is facing one of those seasons for Dallas. Will he bounce back in 2024? Y for yes, N for no. Go ahead and vote for me in the comments section of today's show. Will he bounce back? Because if he doesn't bounce back, I don't think he's in Dallas next season with the way that contract is set up. Jackson edits in Madden says no. Buster Cherry says no. J Solo 9 says no. Brian says yes. Jackson says cut him and save so much. But that's part of it. We'll see if that actually happens. Chris Ortiz says yes. So Tom Arena says yes as well. Yes or no, do you think Terrence Steele will bounce back in the 2024 campaign? Isaiah says no, cut him, and Taylor also says no. So a lot of pessimism there around Terrence Steele's future. Get those votes in again, folks. Y for yes, N for no in the comment section. Now, do you want us to start today's live show? Then like the video. We should be able to get to a 50% like ratio. We're not that far off from getting there. It's the day of the NBA draft. Audience is always a little bit lower on that front. That's expected because people want to watch the draft. I get it. Like the video if you want us to start today's show. We can at least get to 40 likes here. Remember, you should always like everything here on the Cowboys Report because that gets it in front of more people, more specifically, hopefully, Cowboys fans. There's always some non-Cowboys fans that show up because they just like to cheer against Dallas sometimes. I think they're just closeted, which is fine. You can be closeted. Like the video if you want us to start today's show. Coming up live here on the Cowboys Report, the latest batch of Cowboys news and rumors. I will rant about one thing in particular at the end. A mailbag, because there are 2 ways to get on the show. Use hashtag Cowboys or Super Chat to skip the line altogether. We'll break down some of the top make or break seasons for 8 different Cowboys players. Guys that I think should make the roster, but got to do more than just that for their short-term, long-term futures. And, of course, our Cowboys versus Commanders Madden Sim, all coming up live right here on the Cowboys Report. It is the off-season here, and it's a great time to check in with how you guys are feeling. How would you rate the Cowboys Report? Just overall, 1 to 10 scale. 10 is this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Don't change a damn thing. 1 is it's the worst show ever. You'd rather watch Eagles now. So let me know. And if it's below like a 7, tell us how we can make the show better for you at least. Let's talk free agency targets out there. Clutch points. I don't know why I said clutch ports. That's not a word. I guess it's not a thing. They listed signing Hunter Renfrow as the one perfect move left for Dallas. And I get the general interest in adding another wide receiver. There's a lot of unproven players behind CeeDee Lamb and behind Brandon Cooks. Is Jalen Tolbert going to have the breakout season? Is Kevontae Turpin going to be more than just a gadget slot guy? Does Jalen Brooks surprise people? Ryan Flournoy? There's not a lot of proven reliability. And Hunter Renfrow is just a couple of years removed from being a 1,000-yard wide receiver out with the Raiders back in 2021. But his play fell off a cliff the last 2 seasons. And the biggest issue that I get to here when it comes to Renfrow, and specifically his fit within the Dallas Cowboys organization, is how he gets used. How you maximize him as a player is in the slot. He played 88 and 85% of his snaps in the slot back in 2023 and 2022. He was 65 to 63% in 2021 and 2020, and 72% in 2019. That's a pretty damn high number. That is about as close as a slot main player as you find. That's noteworthy, right? The Cowboys, meanwhile, they don't need a slot receiver. Kevontae Turpin spent 103 total snaps in the slot, 66.5%. CeeDee Lamb was in there over half of his snaps. Tolbert was in there about a third of the time for his snaps. Same with Brandon Cooks. In fact, relative from last year, the Cowboys have 64 total slot snaps to replace at wide receiver. That's it. That particular role is filled. They're going to put Lamb in there a lot. They'll rotate in Cooks and Tolbert at times and put Lamb outside. And when Turpin's on the field, he's normally a slot receiver. So how does Renfrow fit in? Unless you're going to not put Lamb and Cooks in the slot nearly as much, which I think is a mistake because they're good in that role. So do you want to add Hunter Renfrow? It's the pinned comment on today's show, so if that ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there, type in Y for yes, N for no. When it comes to signing Hunter Renfrow, if I ran the Cowboys, if they want to do it, okay, fine. It's not the end of the world. They can go down that path, whatever. It's not going to be, expensive. I don't need him on the Cowboys, though. I don't think he's going to drastically improve this team. And I question the fit, the need, and the role of a guy that statistically is pretty much only a slot receiver. Again, 85+% the last 2 seasons. In general, I am not opposed to getting another wide receiver. I think there is the upside of that helping your team. I just don't think Renfrow is the guy that you want to go down that path. I don't need a slot-only receiver. I don't need another slower receiver. Yeah, Renfrow can get open. Maybe I change my tune if something bad happened to one of your other slot receivers, which CeeDee Lamb plays that role pretty heavily. Turpin as well. Cooks can do it. Tolbert did it a little bit last year too. I just don't think getting a slot-only receiver is the most logical move right now for the Cowboys. Today's show is made possible by True Nutrition, a new sponsor here at the Cowboys Report. If you're buying protein powder or other supplements, you should be concerned about the ingredients. It's not a secret. Supplement industry is not heavily regulated, and many products on the market have fillers and even harmful chemicals in them. That's why I'm excited to have True Nutrition on board. It can be really hard to find the right protein powder to match your body and fitness goals. That's why with True Nutrition, you can create your own fully customizable protein powder mix with the exact ingredients you want based on your activity, taste, diet, and goals. It is truly sports nutrition designed by you with the highest quality products possible and no BS. I've got the French vanilla version here. I've also got ones with strawberry sorbet, cookie butter, chocolate chip peanut butter cup as well. Taste matters to me. I don't want this stuff to taste mediocre. That makes me less likely to actually use it. And True Nutrition delivers when it comes to taste. For a limited time, you guys get 15% off your entire order when you use code CHAT at checkout. That's 15% off your entire order at TrueNutrition.com with promo code CHAT. Take the guesswork out of nutrition with True Nutrition. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. Let's talk Sam Williams here. He was 8th among the Cowboys' trench players in snaps last year. That includes defensive ends and defensive tackles. Played just 8 against the Packers. The Dallas Morning News pointing him out as a player with a lot to prove this year. And I am on board with that argument. From an edge rusher only perspective, so we're taking off Osa Odigizua, Jonathan Hankins, Mozzie Smith, etc. I think Chauncey Golston as well. The 2023 snap count breakdown looks like this at edge rusher. Micah played almost 81% of the snaps. Dorrance Armstrong played 57% of the snaps. Or Tank Lawrence played 57% of the snaps. Armstrong played 42%. Then Sam Williams. There's a lot of snaps that have to be replaced at the edge rusher position. And the hope is that not just Marshawn Nealon takes a bunch of those, but also the older second-round pick in Sam Williams. His numbers regressed this past season. He had more tackles. He had an extra half sack, but the penalties skyrocketed. The tackles for loss went in the wrong direction, and his pressure rate dipped. And that's not what you want to see, because pressure rate is generally a more stable metric. There's not as much flukiness involved there that it can be sometimes with sacks. So I am on board with this. I think this is a critical preseason that Sam Williams faces. I'm including training camp in that conversation. There's a new defensive coordinator. He has to prove himself to him and earn that playing time because they spent the same asset in Marshawn Kneeland as they did on him, and he's a little bit younger. That stuff matters. Now, we'll break down a bunch more make or break players here on the Cowboys Report. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss out on that. We are getting closer and closer to 190,000 subscribers. We're about 700 away. Help us get there. And you get free Cowboys videos in exchange as well. YouTube.com/CowboysTV. Somehow, Dalvin Cook rumors returned. I hate it. Bleacher Report once again advocating for the Cowboys. They should sign Dalvin Cook. It'd help out their backfield. Every single available running back is going to be linked to Dallas by national media because this running back room is just not that good. There's no obvious, young, explosive piece. You're like, yeah, they're going to give the young guy playing time. Dude's a 6th-round pick. Rico Dowdle's on an additional contract. Like, they need more players, more impact, and, not like Zeke is the same spring chicken he was several years ago. My issue is that Dalvin Cook was bad last year. He eventually gets picked up by the Ravens, has one good run in the preseason, and then, nothing else beyond that. His play, talk about regression. Look it up in the dictionary. It's going to be a picture of Dalvin Cook. 5.0 yards per carry, 4.7, 4.4, 3.2. It's not just the negative results in terms of the overall raw numbers. The advanced metrics are even worse for Dalvin Cook. All of these from Summer Sports qualifying backs. Out of 62 different backs who qualify, Dalvin Cook was last in EPA per carry, 58th out of 62 in yards after contact at less than 2 yards per carry, 60th out of 62 in success rate. Every fourth carry went for a positive result. The explosive rate was dead last, and yards created was also bottom 10. That's bad, guys. So I think you know my answer here. But do you want Dalvin Cook on the Cowboys? Type S for sign, you want to add him. P for pass. Go ahead and vote for me in the comments of today's video. S for sign or P for pass. I am not interested in Dalvin Cook. The advanced numbers are terrible. You guys know how I feel about the signing of Ezekiel Elliott. I think he is a better option right now than Dalvin Cook, and it's not even all that close to me. You can wind back the tape several months ago to last offseason, like, hey, there's some underlying concerns here for Dalvin Cook about the possibility of him falling off, of him struggling, of him not being the same guy. The warning signs are there, and it was even worse than what I'd feared. And our Vikings channel feared back when I was helping out over there. I'd rather find some juice, some explosive ability, some big playmaking, some efficiency than what I think for Dalvin Cook. I think it would be kind of like buying the name brand, but the name brand's a little bit expensive. Also, it's just not that good anymore as the discount local grocery store option. Want to wrap up today's show with this. Dallas Morning News' Calvin Watkins responding to the Ty Dunn report about issues between McCarthy and the Cowboys. Longer piece, but there's one thing in particular I want to focus on. This angle about the Cowboys spending. The Go Long report, Watkins wrote, indicated McCarthy felt the team was cheap in terms of signing players, which hampers their ability to fill needs with veteran players. That seems unfounded, given the Cowboys traded for two veterans, Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore last year, and signed veteran linebacker Eric Kendricks this year. The Cowboys had less than $10 million in salary cap space in some seasons, which limits what the team can offer free agents. A majority of their cap space devoted to players, and the team is drafted as part of a draft and develop plan Mike McCarthy embraces. I am tired of being gaslit, whether it is by other big Cowboys media or the Cowboys through big media. I don't know if it's just the media not doing it properly and they don't understand it, or it's the Cowboys, leaking it and getting it out there. They also said that the execs weren't available for comment and then cited Cowboys sources, so pick one. That can't have both there. Also, it wasn't McCarthy saying that he was unhappy with the spending. It was the anonymous source saying that in general the Cowboys don't spend right. We cannot sit here and say, we made 3 moves. Look at all the stuff we're doing. It's the least amount of moves any team is making. What are we doing here? This is like saying, what do you mean you're hungry? You had dinner last night. It's 4 days later. Of course we're hungry. The Cowboys are absolutely cheap. We cannot sit there and claim otherwise and allow people to claim otherwise on our behalf. They are bottom 3 in cash spent over the last 3 years. They are significantly below average. They are hundreds of $millions behind other top spending teams. You cannot sit here and say, oh, we pay our own guys, that's why we haven't spent money, and then not pay your own guys. You haven't paid anybody. Looking ahead to next year where you're so worried about your spending, you've got one guy under contract that's going to be back. It's Trayvon Diggs. We'll see about Terrence Steele. That's expensive. They ain't paid anybody. They're not spending money. It is a ridiculous joke that this gaslighting continues, and I am sick and tired of it. Now, it's mailbag time here on the Cowboys Report. You can get your questions in like Tyler just did via hashtag Cowboys or Super Chat on the show. Couple different Super Chats from We Don't Wife These 304s and Ecuador Man. We'll get to those as part of the mailbag. Also, I do want to make sure I get Eddie George into the Cowboys legend race for next week. That's a really good one there. My lasting memory of Eddie George for the Cowboys was they snapped his start streak in a row because he didn't start because they went empty personnel for 3 straight plays. And that wasn't starting. I thought that was kind of super duper funny. Eddie George is a great Cowboys legend. Spent 1 year and it was kind of, to an extent, kind of similar. 1,000 yards, a bunch of years in a row, and then kind of fell off. This is the Super Chat menu. $20 for a shot. It is our commie shots today. It's just vodka red in a cowboy boot because I thought that was funny. $50 for a beer bong or a tortilla slap, your choice. $100 for the bong, slap, and shot combo. The bosses told me if we get a $250 Super Chat in honor of CFB 25, I get a free PTO day. I won't come into work, and I'll just play the video game all day instead. But I need that $250 Super Chat, or else it's not allowed. We are losing still in our Bears Now Super Chat battle. A lot of time to get caught up there. $5.99 is what we got. They finished $217.95 as their top one from this past week. So get those supers in, and we'll hit them as part of today's Cowboys Report mailbag. Before we get into today's mailbag, a big thank you to everyone who has followed us on Instagram. We have passed the 1,000-follower mark. Thank you all so much for that. If you haven't already, go follow us at Cowboys Report IG. From We Don't Wife These 304s, I got us winning 10 to 12 games. I think that's fair and realistic. My expectation for this team, they're not going to be as good as they were last year. The schedule's a bit harder. I think 10 or 11 is doable. Maybe only win 9, and then I think you make the playoffs as a wild card, and you probably win maybe 1 game or get sent home immediately. Because that's about the talent I think this team has from top to bottom, from head coach to quarterback to the entire roster. I think that's what they are. Ecuador Man, more washed in your opinion? Dalvin Cook or Cowboys Eddie George? It's a great question. First off, Cowboys Eddie George is a Cowboys legend. Man, Eddie fell off a cliff, and he was done afterward completely. I actually think that's probably a decent comparison. The numbers look different because the era was different, to be sure. I'm going to go with Cowboys Eddie George because he was out of the NFL. Dalvin Cook might get 1 more year. That's a great question, Ecuador Man. Really, really good one there. He will be available in our Cowboys legend conversation as well. From Chris Johan, is that a J or it's got to be a J, right? Not an I, it's a J. Can the Cowboys get Khalil Herbert? I'd love to get him. I think it'd be a great idea. I'm not going to get my hopes up for it. If the Bears are willing to trade him, I've got all these conditional 5th-round picks. Please take one. Take one. I want to have that option to make that happen. I think that'd be a good thing for the Cowboys. So I would have interest in him. I don't know if the Bears are going to trade him away, but I think if looking for an early down runner who is efficient, not the most explosive, but at least offers efficiency, I think that fits what you don't really have. Either need an early down lead back who is like a better version of Dowdle at this point in his career, or I need someone with juice. I think Herbert can be the early down efficiency back. I can figure out 3rd down with other players. So will the Cowboys get another running back? Y for yes, N for no. It's the pinned comment on today's video. That ad comes on YouTube. Great. Take advantage of it. Head down there and go vote. Y for yes, N for no. From Zeno, $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. I'm currently wearing my Zach Martin jersey because it is exactly 70 days until football returns from the Ravens and the Chiefs. Says Cowboys win 38-12. Is that about the Madden sim? Is it about week 1? Who knows? I think that Ravens-Chiefs game is going to be a banger. Chiefs started last year pretty poorly. They're getting one of the tougher games knocked out. Both teams are there. I will be happy once football is back, and I do include preseason. That gives me something to talk about and enjoy. Jimmy Rogers, hey, Tom, if I say maybe, would that count for something about Terrence Steele? Sure. I think in general with Steele, he is a maybe. He returned way faster than most people thought was going to happen. It was really impressive, frankly, how quickly he got back out there on the football field. That does matter. But the return to play was there, not the return to performance. If the return to performance does not happen, he is going to be the Cowboys' most obvious cut candidate next year, and frankly, one of their few. They don't really have any high-paid players under contract next year. Technically, Micah's fifth-year option, Trayvon Diggs, and Steele. That's kind of it. From Steven Goltz, which are worse, Madden refs or the NFL refs? I'm going to go with the NFL refs because the Madden refs, it's just code and whatever. I'm going to go with the NFL refs. I think they continuously find ways to screw up the sport in embarrassing fashion. I liked how they handled things in the playoffs. There was clearly a verdict from the top of don't throw as many flags. And the product was better. Whomst among us could have seen that one coming? So I think NFL refs are worse. A couple of different back questions already today, at least the one on Herbert. If you want the Ezekiel Elliott 15 jersey, get yours today over at chatsports.com/Zeke15 jersey. That link will be in the comment section, and it will be in the description of today's show. That's chatsports.com/Zeke15 jersey. Get yours today if you want to rep the new jersey for Ezekiel Elliott. From Big Bob Schultz, is that Dalton's dad or something? Would Cortland Sutton help this team to be better in the playoffs? Probably would make you a better team. He's better than Jalen Tolbert. Is the opportunity cost the same? No, probably not the same, to where I think it makes a ton of sense for you as an organization. I also don't think this team is like, oh, just, one good receiver away, or even just one good defensive lineman or one good running back away. They didn't do anything to get themselves better on paper this offseason. That makes it really tough for me to fully believe that, oh yeah, one little tweak. You needed some big tweaks. You're close. Didn't do anything. I think you took a step back this offseason. So name a player who you want the Dallas Cowboys to add this offseason. Any player via, preseason almost now, trade, cut, whatever, drop that player name for me in the comments of today's video. From Zeno saying, I'd say it's online refs. They don't call blank. I don't play Madden online. So I guess to an extent, back to that question, I'm kind of looking at when I turn down the flags in the Madden Sims, and they've thrown only a handful this year, most of them on Dallas, which is kind of funny. So sure, if it's worse on online, I believe you guys. From Tyler, is Schoonmaker that good, or is Dallas forced to make him tight end who's a second-round pick? I was higher on Zach Kuntz under the draft, and John Stevens would have been better. Your thoughts? Zach Kuntz is kind of in a very funny situation. He, remember, was a later-round pick, a seventh-round pick by the Jets. He didn't even make the roster in New York. He got waived on the practice squad. I think John Stevens would have beaten out Peyton Hendershot. I think Schoonmaker gets first crack at being tight end too, and unless he's bad, he's going to get the opportunities. He's going to be the option there. It would be a concern for him if the Cowboys, if he doesn't win that tight end 2 job. It means he probably lost it more so than like he didn't win it, if that differentiation makes some sense. So I'm not out on Schoonmaker, but man, he's got to show up and be out there. He missed all that time last year in the spring. He needs to make an impact this year. Now, if you want to be a part of future Cowboys mailbags, we have you guys covered. Simply subscribe to us here at the Cowboys Report. That way you get the notification once we go live. You can tune in and enjoy our mailbags, live shows, and more. Everything on the Dallas Cowboys right here at the Cowboys Report. From John Moore, I think they might eventually trade or cut DeMarcus Lawrence. I think they might just let him leave this upcoming offseason. He is not under contract. They have allowed the deal to be able to be moved on from and to say, go somewhere else if you need to. They could re-sign him, depending on how the year goes, everything else. But they have not committed to Tank Lawrence at all beyond this year. There's no cut needed, no trade needed. So cuts off the table. Now, if the Cowboys are a disaster class this year, which I don't think they're going to be unless everything goes there against them, including a bunch of injuries, which probably would include Tank given his own injury history. Maybe trade deadline could make some sense if they're really, really bad. I don't think they're going to be really, really bad. So I think this might be Tank's last ride in Dallas, but it might just be he leaves as a free agent. Juicebox Games. Sign CD, trade Micah, let Dak walk, draft Jalen Milroe if Trey Lance can't perform. Is this your burner, Chris? Is it? Chris is a Bama fan. Here's the issue in general you're going to run into with specifically the Dak part. I think this is probably the right keep, trade, cut version, right? Gotta sign CD. That's too easy. You get a bunch of picks for Micah. I get that angle. You're probably going to be drafting in the 20s, right? If Jalen Milroe's there for you in the 20s, it means he probably wasn't better at the things he needs to be better at to be worthy of a true top franchise guy going top 10. And if he does play super well, which he has the potential to, arm strength and mobility are really impressive there. There's traits to like with Milroe. I get the interest there. But if he gets better at, not taking as many sacks and attacking the middle of the field, namely the short middle, or the medium range middle, I guess, well, he's going to go top 10. How are you going to get that top 10 pick? Now, maybe trading Micah allows you to do that, but then you still got to figure out a way to replace Micah, and that's how it gets a little bit complicated. From Dallas Diehard, are we sleeping on Royce Freeman? Maybe. I have not talked much about him. We spent more time on Dowdle and Ezekiel Elliott, Deuce Vaughn because it's partially funny. So maybe Royce Freeman impresses. He's fighting for a spot. There had been a report from Clarence Hill that when they signed Freeman meant they were out on Zeke. Clearly not the case. So I'm curious what Freeman does. One big thing for him, he helps on special teams, and that might matter in that running back roster battle. So name a sleeper for me on the Dallas Cowboys roster. Who you got in mind? Names, plural, is applicable. So let me know in the comments right now. Scott Hoover. The gaslighting is bad, but I feel like Dallas is preparing for a mega teardown with Dak / McCarthy leaving and trading Lamb for a haul in 2025. If you extend Lamb, you can't trade him in 2025. You're right about the you can't trade him angle there. You'd tag and trade him and probably get something decent back there. Here's my issue. And this is not an issue with you, Scott, at all. If this is the plan, right? If the plan is we're going to tear it down in 2025, why are you waiting? Why not do it now? You could have traded Dak when he had higher trade value, gotten more back, saved yourself some long-term money. You could have gotten more for CeeDee Lamb now. You could have maximized a Micah trade if that's the route they're going to end up pursuing. Like, the waiting to tear it down doesn't really make sense to me. So if that's their plan, okay, at least there's a damn plan. I think it's a really bad implementation of the plan. From Tyler, even though we haven't seen the 2024 first-year guys play, what would your 2024 draft look like after knowing how the board fell and which picks the Cowboys had? I did that on one of our recap videos. I did the picks I would have made. It would have been Graham Barton if I had not traded down, and I forget who else I would have had, but I would have taken Beebe like a full round earlier. I would have gotten Jalen Wright instead of Leafau. I'll go back and look for it, and I'll link it in the comments of the Mailbag on Demand cut. But I did mention for the keeping it honest type, transparency, the picks I would have made. Let's talk Cowboys legend voting here. This is the pre-2000s Cowboys legend Ring of Honor induction options here. We got a three-way race, basically. Steve Walsh, type in SW. Craig Morton, type in CM. Bernie Kosar, type in BK. Those guys all have at least 26% of the votes right now. The Gary Hogeboom and Steve Pelluer polling option have 13%. So get those votes in. Again, this is the meme quarterback angle, right? This is not actually good quarterbacks. This is like, he played for the Cowboys. He wasn't very good, but he played for them. Therefore, he is a Cowboys legend. And they always whenever they do whenever Schefter does the former team player name, remember they always put Dallas in, right? They always put the Cowboys in. So it's kind of poking fun of that. Of like, yeah, Bernie Kosar was actually a great Browns quarterback, but he played briefly for Dallas. So get your Cowboys legends votes in. SWCMBK. Craig Morton right now with a narrow lead over Walsh and Kosar. Interesting how these votes have gone, because I would have voted for Ben DiNucci because I think it's funny. There will be people that get a lot of the votes. At the end, we'll do kind of like a best of the options voting. So DiNucci will have another chance to get in. Looks like Kosar and Walsh will both have another chance as well. We do have a super chat menu for you guys today. $20 a shot. It's our commie shot. It's just vodka dyed red a little bit because, commies, Russia, red, get it, Commanders. $50 beer bong or a tortilla slap of your choice. $100, the bong, slap, and shot combo on today's show. If we get a $250 super chat, the bosses are giving me a free PTO day, and I can just play College Football 25 all day long. Already pre-ordered. I even did the early playing time version, because how can I not? The bosses say if I get a $250 super chat individual, I get a free PTO day for College Football 25. We are losing, again, the super chat battle this week against the Bears. A long way to go still in today's show. We're going to get to the make or break season candidates. Then we'll get to the Cowboys Commanders sim. So get those supers in, and maybe I can get that free PTO day. That'd be pretty nice there. We do have another super chat that's come in from We Don't Wife These 304s. It's a $2 super chat. He says, would you watch the Carton Show, the Craig Carton Show, if we won the Super Bowl? If me watching the Craig Carton Show every day for a year led to a Cowboys Super Bowl, you're absolutely right. I would watch it every single day. That's a no-brainer for me. I will sacrifice for the Cowboys to get to the promised land. I would hope that everyone out there would as well. I have my doubts about the Jones boys doing it, though. You're watching the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. Today we're looking at the top 8 Cowboys players who are facing a make-or-break season. Now, this is not the players who are on the verge of getting cut. I think all of these guys should make the team, barring something kind of bad. But they also face uncertain long-term future, whether that is in Dallas or in some cases, even how they fit in the entire NFL. So first up on our make-or-break season list, defensive tackle Mazi Smith. That's right, we're already putting in a first-round pick after one season on this list. It did not go well last season. The honeymoon phase is already over for Mazi Smith. He has to make an impact this year. The Cowboys invested too much for him to suddenly drop weight and be a non-factor down the stretch this year. 13 tackles, a sack, 3 TFLs isn't very good over a 17-game sample size. Yes, he's not going to be a stat sheet stuffer, but I don't think the film, especially once he lost all that weight, was really all that better or significant. And Dallas up front needs him. There's Oso Odighizuwa, I trust him, and not a lot of other trust. So when you have a first-round pick on the roster, they have to help you. They have to contribute, at least in year 2. He was always a developmental pick. You need the development now. Part of that means he adds some weight back, and we'll see him again in about a month. That's going to be more of a see how it goes once we get the camp thing. But if you want to make Mozzie Smith fat again, spam MMFA for me in the comments section of today's show. MMFA if you want to make Mozzie fat again. Next up on the make or break season lists, it's Terrence Steele, the right tackle, the starting right tackle for the Cowboys. Some might be surprised on this of this inclusion, but he's going to start at right tackle. There's not really any competition right now for Terrence Steele on that side of the football. He didn't play well last year, though. He allowed 8 sacks, 12 hits, 34 hurries. There were a lot of times he got beat bad, and the quarterback bailed him out of taking a sack. He went from a top-tier run blocker to he was kind of mediocre in the end. The reason why Steele's on this list is if he doesn't bounce back, he's going to get cut. The Cowboys did not adjust his contract. They're paying him $11 million on this year's salary cap. Next year, that figure becomes $17 million. Now, they could restructure that if he plays well, bring that number down and save money, which they should do if he plays well. But if they want to cut him, they save $8 million before June 1st and $14 million after June 1st. That's a pretty good chunk of change they can save if they choose to cut Terrence Steele. So the pinned comment on today's show is this question: will Terrence Steele bounce back in 2024? Y for yes, N for no at the pinned comment of today's show. Next up is Luke Schoonmaker, and it's not a good sign when your top 2 picks from last year's class are already on this list. That's a bad thing. I need Luke Schoonmaker to be much better than what we saw last year. I don't even need him, though, to be a starter. I just need Schoonmaker to be a good tight end, too. That is all I am asking out of Schooney this year. He doesn't have to replace Jake Ferguson. Doesn't have to be the next, 500-yard guy. I am to be a tight end, too, help in the running game, help in the red zone, catch damn passes thrown your way. Way too many drops last year for Schoonmaker. Didn't run that depth or that route at the right depth against Philadelphia. Got to do better there. You have to. 8 catches for 65 yards out of a second rounder. I don't care if you're a tight end or a receiver. That's not very good. And there's competition too. Now it's undrafted competition to an extent. Peyton Hendershot. Brevin Spanford can block. He's a good blocker. Maybe why you don't invest the second-round pick in a, blocking tight end, but we're past that point at this stage. I need Schoonmaker to stay healthy and make an impact. Next up is Trey Lance, the quarterback. This one makes sense, right? Trey Lance has to be on this list. How can he not be? He's fighting not just for a backup quarterback job, but to kind of set the course for the rest of his NFL career and the arc he's currently on. Trey Lance has not played much football. 54.9% of his passes were completed. That's a bad number. In 8 games, one of them was a monsoon. Not all of them were full-time games. It's kind of a small sample size. It's a weird sample size. He hasn't played much. I would actually argue that Trey Lance is probably number 1 on this entire list. That nobody is facing a bigger make or break probably preseason more than regular season than Trey Lance. His career arc hangs in the balance. He already got traded once. The draft pedigree will only get you so far. If he's bad in the preseason, who wants him next year, right? If he's good in the preseason, well, now there starts to be some intrigue and some upside for Lance moving forward. We do have a new sponsor, if you haven't heard, here on the Cowboys Report. It is True Nutrition. And if you're buying protein powder or other supplements, you should be concerned about the ingredients. It's not a secret that the supplement industry is not heavily regulated, and many products on the market have fillers and even harmful chemicals in them. That's why I'm excited to have True Nutrition on board. It can be really hard to find the right protein powder to match your body and fitness goals. That's why with True Nutrition, you can create your own fully customizable protein powder mix with the exact ingredients you want based on your activity, taste, diet, and goals. It's truly sports nutrition designed by you with the highest quality products possible and no BS. This right here is the French vanilla version. I want the stuff to taste good. I don't want, creatine powder that tastes like crap. That's not good for me. It makes me want to not consume it. So I want my whey protein in this case to taste good. I've got strawberry sorbet version. I've got the cookie butter version, chocolate peanut butter cup as well. Taste matters to me, and True Nutrition delivers. For a limited time, you guys can get 15% off your entire order when you use code CHAT, C-H-A-T, at checkout. That's 15% off your entire order at TrueNutrition.com with promo code CHAT. Take the guesswork out of nutrition with True Nutrition. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. Rico Dowdle. We'll stick with some more running backs on today's list. Dowdle is in a very unique and good situation for himself. Specifically, Rico Dowdle has a chance to be an RB1 in Dallas, a chance he would not have been afforded anywhere else in the entire NFL. Only here, with this running back room that's not very good, was he going to get that opportunity. And Dowdle has to make the most of it, or I don't know what his future looks like moving forward. 89 carries last year, 361 yards on the ground, 17 catches. I thought he was pretty good in a small sample size. I want to see him get more of it. One big thing for Dowdle, by the way, too, he's got to stay healthy. He hasn't always been the healthiest player on this roster. He's missed time in pretty much every year he's been in the NFL. But I think he's a better player when healthy right now than Ezekiel Elliott. Maybe not in the red zone. But his numbers relative to Zeke, when you try to factor out the supporting cast stuff, they look better. I think he offers some more explosiveness. Now, would this team relegate Zeke to a backup role? I don't know. I think there's still some politics, for lack of a better word. It's not what it is, but that's what we'll call it, at play. So will Rico Dowdle be the RB1 in 2024? 1 for yes, he will. 2 for no, he will not. Go ahead and vote for me in the comments section of today's show. Will Rico Dowdle be the RB1 in 2024? Sam Williams is next up here. And this, again, really shouldn't surprise anybody in terms of Williams being on here. There is the possibility of the breakout season for Sam Williams. I don't think he's going to get cut because for a lot of these guys, the Cowboys don't have the bodies to not put them out there. But he needs a breakout season. If Sam Williams doesn't break out, he's going to be relegated to the bench stuff. Mike Zimmer doesn't like guys that make boneheaded mistakes and penalties. He can get in the doghouse real quick with the type of play style and even off the field stuff he tends to get himself into as well. I need more from Sam Williams. I need that impact campaign. I need to see the big time step forward, right? I hope it happens. It's a good thing for Dallas. If it doesn't happen, he's going to be fighting for a roster spot next year. In fact, it could easily be a off-season trade scenario, maybe even over to Dan Quinn in Washington. We'll have you guys covered all season long here and off-season and preseason with everything going on around America's team. So if you haven't already, hit that sub button, youtube.com/CowboysTV. Damone Clark, the linebacker, is next up. And again, of the in total 8 guys on this list, maybe is the one the least amount of confidence in making the roster, but I think he does make it. Can the instincts improve for Damone Clark? The athletic ability is there, but athletic ability only gets you so far if you're not reading and reacting properly. And that's a tough thing to develop. I do believe you can develop it, though. The more you play, the more you see, the more study you do. It's hard, but it is doable. Damone Clark had 109 tackles last year. Tackles aren't a great way solely to evaluate a player. I think being alongside Eric Kendricks, I think could benefit Damone Clark. I also think DeMarvion Overshown should be viewed as a better option right now than what Clark is. Maurice Leafau might emerge as a better option than Damone Clark. Tough to see him not being at least linebacker 4, but if he slides down to LB4 after being de facto linebacker 1 last year, I think that would easily be viewed as, kind of a disappointment. So name a Cowboys player on my list or not that you think faces a make or break season. Drop that player name or the names, if you want to be an overachiever and put a few in there, down in the comments. Jalen Tolbert, the wide receiver, on here as well. This is, I would argue, now or never for Jalen Tolbert to emerge. Either he steps up, he wins that wide receiver 3 job at minimum. Ideally shows he can be, hey, maybe he's our 2 next year, whatever. Or we go, does he even make the roster? Is he just going to be a backup? Is it just never going to happen for him? Tolbert was fine in 2023. At least took a step forward relative to what we saw in the 2022 campaign. He was better. Way better, actually. Now another step is needed to be more than just a disappointing third-round pick. He still has to beat out Jalen Brooks. I think that's the main competition. I don't think Dallas used Turpin in the same way as like a pure third option. I think they even have a tough time thinking they could put Cooks and Turpin on the field because they're so small, which I think also plays into some Deuce Vaughn stuff. But Deuce is fighting for a roster. He's not on this list. So I'm hopeful Tolbert shows some growth, but got to see it before otherwise he is facing that make or break campaign. Super chat menu, $20 for a shot, $50 for a beer bong, or a tortilla slap. Your choice on that front. All $100 gets you all 3, and the bosses have said, if I get a $250 super chat, I get a free PTO day here on the Cowboys Report. So I get to take the whole day off, free PTO day, doesn't count against my list. $250 super chat to make that happen. We are still about 200 down right now against Bears now. I'm looking at the NFL lost the Sunday ticket lawsuit. So I'm curious how that will all play out. I'm sure someone smarter than me will have the answers eventually. It looks like they did lose that. It'll be appealed, of course. At least I think they can be appealed. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to appeal, but we'll see what happens there. So again, that is the super chat battle. $250, we take down the Bears, and I get a free. Again, I think the now should be used the least. By the way, fine to start with it, but keep that in mind. I get a $250, I get a free PTO day, which I think would be super entertaining. Time now for our Week 12 Madden Sim. The Dallas Cowboys on the road this week against the Washington Commanders. In real life, this is going to be the day before my birthday, so I really hope they don't blow it because that would make me pretty damn upset. Cowboys are 8-2 in the Sim. The Commanders, meanwhile, 3-8. So they have not had a very good campaign. Who do you have winning this particular matchup? DAL for the Dallas Cowboys. WAS for the Commanders. No, I will not be paying them any sort of attention or any sort of respect. I do not believe calling them the Commanders is needed. They are the commies. They are red. We've got the commie shots if we get there. The Cowboys, for whatever reason, Madden seems to like them quite a bit. They started the year with 4 straight wins. They took down the Browns. The Saints missed a field goal with 30 seconds left that would have helped, maybe had them win the game. They beat the Ravens, blew out the Giants, lost the Steelers. That game still felt rigged. The refs took away a touchdown from the Cowboys. It was brutal. Beat the Lions. Very unrealistically blew out the 49ers. The Niners had 3 turnovers. Beat the Falcons. That one had a garbage time score by Atlanta. Beat Philadelphia. They are coming off a kind of ugly loss, though, against the Houston Texans, as now they get the Commanders. Dallas right now has a 2-game lead in the NFC East Sim standings. Giants are 6-4. Dallas is 8-2. Remember that Dallas gets the tiebreaker. At least they have it for now. They beat Philadelphia. I should go back and look and see who the Eagles lost to. But I think that the Eagles already have another NFC East loss, so the Cowboys would win that battle in all likelihood if they take care of business today against the Washington Commanders. As before we get to the Sim, we got a $50 super chat from the Jay Bird Show. Says, love the show, watched it all last season. Go Cowboys, from Jay. Everyone spam Jay in the comments section. And also, Jay, let me know if you want the tortilla slap or the beer bong here on the show. Appreciate that. The Jay Bird Show. A $50 super chat. Everyone spam Jay for me in the comment section. I appreciate that, my friend. You are the MVP here. As we will get going. Oh, he wants the tortilla slap, Chris. Wants the tortilla slap. Oh, entertaining as all get out. Love to see it. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate that. Also appreciate it's a tortilla slap because I got a flag doubleheader. I don't really want to be pounding beer bongs if I can avoid it there. So thank you, Jay. Appreciate that. Can you get the full screen? Me and Chris sit up here, Stone. Thank you. Appreciate that. Alex S. says the offense fell asleep against the Texans. Texas Toast offense. I think they fell asleep against Pittsburgh. I think against the Texans in the sim, they fell asleep on defense. I would just put that all the way over there and I'll put this over here. Moving the drinks out of the way so we don't spill them on accident, right? All right. This is for you, Jay. Double whammy, it hit Stone. You almost hit the drink anyway. It's a rare 2-for-1 slap. I was going to say do it again, but then it flew off and hit Stone behind the scenes. Absolutely incredible. All right, let's get to the game then. Cowboys Commanders kickoff here. Madden simulation. I thought the slap was like maybe a 5 out of 10. The fact that it also flew across the room and hit Stone makes it worthwhile. Absolutely hilarious. You did hit me. You did give me some knuckle there. So the rare double whammy slap somehow. All right, kick is away from Brandon Aubrey. They'll bring it out from deep, a couple yards deep in their own end zone. Dax Milne? It's got to be, right? I don't know who else it would be. Like the only white receiver on the Commanders roster, I think. Or is it Luke McCaffrey? I don't know. We'll find out. There's Jaden Daniels. There's his updated ratings. God, he's an 86. I swear to God, if they just run all over the place, I'm going to be worried. All right, Jaden Daniels. Oh, he's going to do it. Here it comes. There it is. Every time. All right, Commanders football, 1st and 10 here. Our first look, at least that I've seen of Daniels in the Madden sim. 1st and 10. Daniels hands it off up the middle. Massive chunk of change. Brian Robinson Jr. Massive gain there. Boy, that was not a good start for the Cowboys defense. Did not show up against Houston last week. Hopefully it's better this time around. Daniels, handoff again. Robinson straight up the gut. He's loose. 30, 20, taken down inside the 15. Brian Robinson, 62 yards on 2 carries. And there's Overshown on his back. Deron Bland, a touchdown-saving tackle from behind. Oh, boy. Commanders are already inside the 15, less than a minute into the sim. First and 10. Daniels. Handoff to Eckler. Eckler inside the 10. He's going to score. So Austin Eckler immediately puts the Commanders on the board. 3 plays, all runs, a touchdown. Eckler was untouched. Massive hole. Disaster opening drive there for the Cowboys defense. We got a $2 super chat from Mark. Says JJ shops at the Salvation Army expecting Versace. It's a good line, Mark. It's a very good line there. For a second, I thought this was it said Jaybird. I'm like, what? I thought Jaybird put it at 50. Appreciate that, Mark. Thank you. And I would agree. All right, extra point time between the Commanders and the Cowboys. That kick is up and good. Also, I have no idea if that's, I think that's probably still Brandon McManus, by the way. I'm just now realizing that I didn't check to see if he was on the roster still, even though they cut him. So that's on me. I forgot that you can't say the coaches. So Ron Rivera is still the Commanders head coach. There's no Dan. We'll just pretend it's Dan Quinn. We'll pretend it's Dan Quinn. All right. 7-0 after Washington just marches the ball down the field with ease. Kick is away. Turpin back deep to return it. He will kneel it. I think that is McManus, by the way. And we'll just pretend it's Ramiz Ahmed, who is their only kicker on the roster. So Cowboys offense. The Cowboys defense, by the way, has their last 6 drives, dating back to the one in the previous game, have all been touchdowns. Every single one of them. It's not good. There it is again. So Cowboys offense, 1st and 10. We're barely a minute into this football game. Or the sim, I suppose. 6-minute quarters, by the way. Prescott, handoff, Dowdle. Dowdle gets 2 yards. Not a lot of room to run there. So 2nd and 8 now. Offense got to get going. By the way, Prescott's actual stats this year in the sim, get to in a second after this play. Barks out a signal. Has time. Downfield. Got a man. Ferguson for a 1st down. Past the 45. A gain of 18. Type in those ones. Prescott completing 72.72% of his passes for 2,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, 6 INTs. Also has 1 touchdown on the ground because the Madden sim is basically double the numbers in terms of to get it realistic. So he's already got 4,000 yards this year. Kind of funny. Prescott in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. Has time. Checks it down. He's got Lamb on the drag. He picks up 9. 2nd and inches. Coming up here. They actually gave him 10 as they round up. 2nd and short. Why not bring in Zeke and give him the ball for a 1-yard gain here? Why not? Although Dowdle's averaging 5.8 yards per carry this year. He's got 8 touchdowns, by the way. It's kind of funny. Prescott. Handoff. Dowdle. Dowdle's going to break a tackle and get the 1st down past the 40. Or about to the 40, I should say. A gain of 5 on that one from Dowdle. Not many times in the sim he's broken a tackle. There's only been about 5 of them all year. Is it realistic? I doubt it, but that's where we're at. All right, 1st and 10 from the 40. Prescott under center. Teleporting handoff to Dowdle. Everyone drink. Drink my Coke. The handoffs don't always get there on the stretch plays. Very dumb. And they do that again, too. A gain of 2 for Dowdle. 2:50 to go here in the 1st quarter. Prescott in the shotgun. Drops back. Blitz coming. Got a man over the middle. Caught. Cooks inside the 20. 1st down, Dallas. Prescott, 3 of 3 for 49 yards on this opening drive. Big pickup there. First and 10. Again, your super chat menu. $20 for one of our commie shots. 50 for a beer bong or a tortilla slap you're choosing. 100 for all 3. 250. I got a free PTO to play College Football 25 all day. Prescott over the middle to Ferguson. Picks up 5. 2nd and 5 coming up here. Prescott in the shotgun. Drops back. Looking. Flushed. Off balance. Throws. Caught by Lamb. Gets the 1st down. 1st and goal. Angel of Death. I do think Guyton's been pretty good in the sim this year. Pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. One bad game, really. So 1st and goal, the Cowboys flip the play formation. Tight end left, 3 receivers right. 1st and goal from the 6. Prescott drops back, throws, wide open CeeDee Lamb. He just ran a little hitch route, sat down, there's nobody near him. Too easy. Touchdown Cowboys. Spam your TD and spam your CD. What are they doing out there? They got 3 guys to the right on offense, 4 when the running back goes over, and there's nobody over there at all on defense. Easy peasy. So 7-6, extra point from Aubrey now coming up. It is up and good. So we are tied up at 7 after a 9-play, 74-yard scoring drive by the Dallas Cowboys on offense. Now can the defense show up? We shall see. They have not gotten a stop in the sim in really about a game and a half. That's about how long it's been. Like 6 straight drives without getting a stop. Kick is away. And now it is away. Or return, I should say, brought out. I can't tell if that's Dax Milne or Luke McCaffrey. It's one of those two. We'll get to Mark's super chat here momentarily. 1st and 10. Jaden Daniels, the quarterback for Washington. Daniels in the shotgun. Drops back. Daniels flush, rolling left, and throws it away. 2nd and 10 coming up here. Mark, Tom, is JJ's solution getting guys that are NFL rejects and OK UFL players to fill our holes? How can he be so done with the cap? You are the expert clowns. Look, I'm fine in general signing UFL players. I have no issues with that. It's that you didn't do anything else. That's the real issue. And they just don't want to spend cash. That's how it goes. Daniels drops back to pass. Downfield. Got a man. Big play just shy of midfield. 1st down, Washington. Damiere Byrd on the catch. I'm surprised he's out there playing receiver, but Damiere Byrd, big play. It is on all Madden, by the way. It is on all Madden, but it's also CPU difficulty, so I'm not playing it. Who knows? Daniels in the shotgun. Drops back. Handoff again to Eckler. Eckler is not going to get a lot. They're going to give him 4, which seems suspicious. 2nd and 6. Seabass, we were averaging about an interception a game earlier this year. We've gone like 2 or 3 with no interceptions. Maybe that'll break today. Daniels throws, caught short of the 1st down marker. 3rd and 2 coming up here. And that will take us down to the end of the 1st quarter. During the pretend commercial break, you can get the NFL draft hat for the Dallas Cowboys over at chatsports.com/Cowboys draft hat. Link will be in the comment section and the description of today's show. That's chatsports.com/Cowboys draft hat. Go check it out. It's got the 3D effect. It's easier if you see it. Link will be in the comments and the description of today's show. All right, 3rd and 2 coming up here. Commanders kind of getting away from the ground game for unknown reasons. Will they run it here? Offset I form. 5-man front for Dallas. They got weak numbers on the right side, though. Motion coming from left to right. Commanders hand it off. Robinson didn't get any short. They didn't give him the 1st down. 4th and inches. Joe, I can't update the coaches. It's still Ron Rivera. I know it's dumb, but I can't fix it. 4th and inches. What will not Dan Quinn do? They're going to punt on 4th and inches inside the 42, and it is a okay punt inside the 17. that was a very fast, long snap. Why would you punt there? Is that really what Madden's coding says? 4th and inches in enemy territory, you punt? That makes no sense. Joseph, maybe it is Dan Quinn. Riverboat Ron, a.k.a. Washington football coach. Good point, Juice Box Games. All right, Cowboys ball. Dak on a keeper. Prescott stiff arm. He stiff armed him. Dak Prescott, just like real life with Josh Norman, shoves him away. A gain of 8. Dak with the stiff arm. No sliding on that one. I thought for sure he was going to slide. Just shoved him away. Just like that Norman play. Oh, my God. I'll never forget that. 2nd and 2. Prescott, handoff. Dowdle doesn't get it. 3rd and 1 coming up here. Reminder of today's rapid fire super chat menu. $20 for a commie shot. Haven't gotten to do one yet. It's just red dyed vodka. 50 for a slap or a beer bong. 100 for all 3. 250, I get a free PTO day to play college football 25 all day. Prescott going to hand it off to Dowdle up the middle. Got the first down. Not a lot more, but got what he needed. 1st and 10, Dallas. Type in those ones. I want that free PTO day. I'm not going to lie. I messaged James, how much for a free PTO day? He said $250 because it's CFB 250. 1st and 10. I thought he was going to say 500, honestly. I'm a little glad he didn't. Prescott, downfield. Got a man. It's Lamb for a first down and a little bit more. Prescott, 7 of 7, 79 yards and a touchdown. Cowboys now at their own 42-yard line on just a little slant flat combination. Very realistic play call. Prescott will go under center, tight end right, Lamb in the slot left. Dowdle the single back. It's a power play, and Dowdle's going to lose. Generously, they said that he only lost 2. I feel like he lost more than that. I think that was Tyler Smith pulling. I didn't see who got worked on that play, but somebody didn't block somebody, and that was a loss of several. Yeah, it's really more of a loss of 3, looking at the down to gain here. Prescott, slant, caught by Lamb. They pick up 7-ish. 3rd and 5. Lamb up to 5 catches, 42 yards. I agree, Alex. I think he lost a lot more than 2 yards. Either way, now it's 3rd and 5. Prescott in the shotgun, just shy of midfield. Really 5.5 yards to go here. Prescott drops back. Downfield, seam shot, got a man! Tolbert, first down! Type in those ones for Tolbert and the first down. They do keep it realistic. They love the downfield seam shot. And that works pretty well. Statistically speaking, the Cowboys offense, one of the most productive on that routes last year in the NFL, that seam shot. 1st and 10. Dallas football at the Commanders' 29-yard line. Prescott in the shotgun. Deuce Vaughn to his right. It's a pass. Prescott downfield again. Got a man. Cooks. He's in. Touchdown, Dallas. Brandon Cooks is into the end zone for 6. Spam your TDs. Prescott taking advantage of a little corner route to Cooks. Ran right by the defense. That's the safety, Derek Forrest in coverage. It's a bad matchup. Cowboys strike. 13-7, extra point coming up. They're talking Michael Davis, John, with Derek Forrest after that play. They have the safety on Cooks. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. Extra point is up and good. Thank God the Commanders punted on 4th and inches at like the 42-yard line. Thanks, commies. Thanks for spreading the wealth around. 2:20. I just don't like that one. 2:25 to go in the half. Long. Why is Jonathan Allen on kick coverage? Why? That's never going to happen. Why is he out there? Good Lord. And this one will also be brought out from several yards deep in the end zone. They do not get to the 20. That is Dax Milne on kickoff returns, by the way. For those of you that care about who the return guy is. 1st and 10. There it is again. So 14 unanswered here by Dallas. The Commanders trail by 7. Their ball at their own 23, 2:22 to go in the first half. Daniels all day. Check down. Diving catch, I think. 2nd and 10. I didn't gain anything there, but now it says he's 3 of 4. So second and 10. Daniels in empty. Drops back. Downfield. Comeback route is incomplete. I don't know if that was a missed throw or if the receiver didn't snap that route off enough. 3rd and 10. We are outside of that 2-minute warning. Get the stop here. Seabass says poor route. Daniels tucking, running, is going to not get the first down. No need to call timeout. It's 2-minute warning. Big stop made. I think that was overshown. I can't tell. Big stop. I thought he had that first down. He did not. The Commanders will punt on 4th and 1.5. It is away. Turpin at his own 25 will call for a fair catch. All right, Big Madden Mike. Big Mike Madden. Please do not screw up the... Scott's got it right. No shitty clock management. You got all 3 timeouts, 1:55. Do not run one play in the final 35 seconds of a half again. Please do not. Please do not. That's all I'm asking for. Go get 7. Don't just settle for a field goal when you get the ball inside the 20 again. Prescott drops back to pass. A screen to Deuce Vaughn, or to Dowdle. Dowdle is not going to get out of bounds, though. Gains 7. Jesus, Dax 11 of 11 for 143 and 2 scores. Holy cow. Seabass, the sim quarters are 6 minutes. So we're not here for, literally 3 hours. They're going to go heavy personnel here on 2nd and 3, already inside of a minute and a half to go here. Prescott, quick out. There's the first incomplete pass of the day, and that one was just not very close. And that Daniels throw, I didn't know if it was a bad route or a bad throw. It was just a bad throw. There's no way around it. So 3rd and 3. Prescott in the shotgun. Deuce Vaughn to his right. Trips left. Prescott downfield. Got a man. First down. It's Tolbert. Past midfield. Go tempo. Go tempo. First and 10. The Cowboys are huddling up. We'll see if it says see if it gives the no huddle message. No, it didn't. They straight up huddled. We are now inside of a minute. All 3 timeouts just past midfield. Pistol set for Prescott. Prescott takes a shot to Ferguson to the 35. Call timeout. Thank God. They took an extra second, but they did it. Oh, good Lord. All right, timeout Dallas. Ball at the 32. 2 timeouts left. 1st and 10. 46 seconds to go in the quarter. I almost want Dak just to start throwing end zone bombs to actually get chances because they're not going to use the clock right. Well, they're going 2 receiver, under center, offset I. Why? I guess it worked. Cooks gets loose, breaks a tackle, and gets out of bounds. Okay, that worked. The player, because he got shoved out of bounds, actually got out of bounds for the first time all year inside of 2 minutes. 1st and 10, 2 timeouts, 40 seconds left, ball 13. They have to get 7 here. They have to get 7. There's no way they settle, right? Prescott in the shotgun, drops back, all day now, going to be kind of dancing around. Takes a shot, comeback route, caught by Tolbert. Call timeout. They do. All right, now, if they don't score on this play, I think they're going to settle for a field goal. That's what they always do. They always do this. So I think you have to score a touchdown here. You're at the 5. It's 2nd and 2. There's 31 seconds. If this in the Sims, they can't get a second playoff. They've never done it all year. They have to score here. Prescott, shotgun, trips right, drops back, quick slant, caught. They do score! Touchdown, CeeDee Lamb! They're still going to take a timeout into halftime, but at least they scored. Lamb took a shot and held on. 21 unanswered here for the Cowboys. Spam your TDs. Man, Lamb got rocked on that one. Who hit him? Is that Jamin Davis laying the lumber? Extra point coming up. Then we'll get to Mark's Super Chat. Kick is up and good. 21-7. Cowboys lead over the Commanders. I like Seabass's comment. Lamb held on like his cell phone. It's a good one. It's a deep cut. I like it. I like it. Mark, Tom, how's the liver, wife, kid, and brother Jeremy, or how's the wife and kid, brother Jeremy, and your liver? Doing well. Sorry, kickoff here as, bad return by Dax Milne, shy of the 20. Marquise Bell on the tackle there. Everyone's doing well. Chug's doing well. Liver, as far as I know, is doing well. I haven't done a shot or a beer bong today, so I feel particularly good as well. Get that Mark Super Chat on here in just a second. There we go. There it is, Mark. Appreciate it. 1st and 10 for the Commanders. 27 seconds left. Daniels at the screen. Caught. And Eckler is going to get 5. The Commanders not going to call a timeout. I think that will be the final play here of the half. And we should go to halftime here with Dallas up 21-7 with 3-2-1. Halftime. Dallas up big. As a reminder, this is today's Super Chat menu. $20 for a shot, $50 for a beer bong, or a tortilla slap. Shout out the 50 that came in from the Jay Bird show earlier. $100 for a bong, a slap, and a shot all at once. And if we get a $250 Super Chat, I get to do a free PTO day for college football 25, which would be super awesome if we get there. That's the price point set by the bosses. I asked for the free PTO day, and that's what they said in response. So, Cowboys up 21-7 here in the first half. Commanders had marched down the field and scored immediately on their opening drive. 3 runs. All they needed, 3 runs, and they scored. Now the Cowboys have answered 21 in a row. All right, Cowboys football. $21-7. Commanders out to kick here. We'll get to another Super Chat from Mark momentarily. Opening play of the third quarter coming up in a second. $21-7. Kick is away. And kneel down there from Cavante Turpin. So Dallas, a chance to really extend this lead here with an offense that is on fire so far. From Mark, $5. Thank you, Mark. With all the guys we signed, where do you see any of them being upgraded? I think that includes in the draft. I think the center can be better in time. Probably not going to get as good a play out of Guyton versus a healthy Tyron Smith, but maybe Tyron wouldn't have been healthy, and maybe it evens out there. Maybe Nealon can be better than Fowler, but that also doesn't replace Tank Lawrence Armstrong. Maybe Sam Williams could step up there. Prescott, swing pass, caught by Dowdle. Dowdle gets 3. I think linebacker, overshown, healthy. I think linebacker could be a spot. Kind of limited elsewhere, though, if we're being honest. All right, 2nd and 7. Prescott under center. Dowdle the single back. 2 tight ends out there. Handoff. He said he got no gain there. He very clearly was tackled in the backfield. Is this rigged for the Cowboys? It's somehow still only 3rd and 7. That makes no sense to me. Prescott drops back to pass. Downfield. Diving catch by Tolbert. What a grab. Type in those ones. Goodness gracious. Tolbert with the catch of his life. He has dominated the Commanders and the Eagles. All right, Zeno saying $2. Will CD even want to stay without Dak Prescott? When the Cowboys offer him $34 million, yeah, he'll stay. At that point, yeah, he'll stay. 2nd and 8, handoff, or 1st and 10 gets 2 on the handoff there. He'll stay. He's not going to pass up that, assuming they offer it to him at some point soon. Haven't offered it yet. He's not going to pass up on it. He's not going to try to gamble for 2 years to wait. He'll take that and run. Prescott screenplay to Dowdle. Dowdle is going to get 6 of it. They could have cut that up there. I don't know. 3rd and short. Dowdle's got 3 catches for 17 yards on swings and screens today. 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Multiple tight ends right. 1 receiver left. Pass play. Comeback route. Caught. Ferguson for the 1st down. Prescott is putting up a highly unrealistic game. He's got 1 incomplete pass so far. Utter dominance at this time. 1st and 10 from the 41. Handoff to Dowdle. He's going to lose 2. Man, 9 carries, 10 yards on the ground. Been a rough showing out of the Cowboys run game, but the passing game has been nearly perfect. 2nd and 12. Just inside the 43. Got to get to the 31 here. Prescott against the 4-man pressure. Downfield. Got a man. It's Ferguson again. Dak Prescott, 21 of 22 for 265. And 3 scores. My goodness, what a game. Inside the 25 now. Touchdown here would really almost put this on ice since they're 6-minute quarters. They're going to go empty. 1st and 10. Prescott drops back. Downfield. Ferguson is going to spin and get 6. They're doing the injury animation for Ferguson, but I have injuries turned off. You guys see how he was bent over and like, Yeah. Injuries are turned off. He probably would have. I can't believe they still have the injury animation, though. That's so wild to me. 2nd and 4. Offset I. Prescott drops back again. Throws. Caught by Lamb. Inside the 10. Dak Prescott, 23 of 24 for 277 and 3 touchdowns today. Good Lord. We'll get to Carlitos Ways super chat in a moment. 1st and goal. 3 tight ends right. Dowdle. Play action. Prescott is that Schoonmaker? I think it is. For some action. Prescott's 24 of 25. Holy shit. That was Hendershot. Excuse me. I mixed up my white tight ends. Carlitos Way. Are the Cowboys able to trade Mr. Schoonmaker? I'll answer it after this play. We'll keep it up there. 1st and goal from the 5. Prescott tucking, running. He's in. Dives for extra good measure. 28 or 27-7. Cowboys lead. 4 touchdowns for Prescott today. As for Schoonmaker, Carlitos Way, they can. Will they? Probably not, because they're not going to get much in return. 27-7. Spam your 4s. 4 touchdowns for Prescott. What a game. Kick is up and good. 28-7. 28 unanswered by the Dallas Cowboys offense. 3 passing, 1 rushing. Dak's got 1 incomplete pass. That's it. Dominant performance here. Kick is away and brought out from about a yard deep, and not a good return for Dax Milne. Marquise Bell makes the tackle here. First and 10. You know, the Commanders ran the ball so well, and then they kind of got out of the game script. Like, now they can't run the ball. Now they have to throw it a bunch because they're down by 21 late in the third. Daniels in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. Swing one. Caught by Robinson. Breaks a tackle and almost breaks another. Jordan Lewis brings it down for a gain of 4. So 2nd and 6 coming up here. Second and 6, just outside the 25. Daniels in the shotgun. Drops back. Throws. Caught for a first down. Daniels, 6 of 8 for 45 yards. Probably going to have one more play here, at least in the first quarter. Why does it look like Dak has a teardrop tattoo on his mirror? It looks like that, right? Like right there kind of looks like it? I don't know. Daniels in the shotgun. Please don't wish for injuries. Daniels, handoff up the middle. Robinson gets the first down. 4 carries, 75 yards. Good Lord. We have to get to our super chat menu here. $20 for a shot, $50 for a beer bong or a tortilla slap, $100 bong, slap, and a shot. If we get a $250 super chat, I get a free PTO day to play CFB 25. If we get the $250, we shall see what happens there. All right, 28-7, 4th quarter set to go. Daniels in empty on 1st and 10. Drops back, downfield bomb. Daniels incomplete. Diggs almost picked that one off. Second and 10. The Commies got to get points quickly or this one is over. Daniels in the shotgun. Drops back. Looking. Now flushed. Off balance throws. Caught. Big gain to the 35. Finds ageless wonder Zach Ertz, who accurately did not break a tackle because he never does. It kind of looks like it, right? The Dak looks like what the heck? 1st and 10. Kalen Carson sighting out there on that last play. They must have gone to dime package. Daniels going to tuck and run. Dives and picks up 6. 2nd and 4. 5:15 to go here in the ball game. Cowboys blowing out Washington right now. All changed when they didn't go for it on 4th and inches. They ran the ball stupid well. Handoff again. Another nice run by Brian Robbins. He's got 5 carries, 81 yards. but they just didn't. Oh, the Cowboys have now turned on to strip ball aggressive? Why? Why did they do that? Doesn't make any sense in this scenario. Just tackle. 1st and 10. Daniels play action all day. Downfield. Missed a man in the end zone. The Terry McLaurin, Trayvon Diggs battle continues to go in favor of Trayvon Diggs. MG said hit McLaurin deep. He had it. He missed it. So 2nd and 10 from the 24. Daniels in empty. Trips right. Drops back. Downfield again. Missed him again. Oh, Stone's calling him a bust. If you agree with Stone, type bust in the comments. Daniels had 2 guys open and missed. Because, it's Madden and they don't just have good coverage. It's just bad throws. That's what happens in this game. 3rd and 10. Daniels. In breaking route. Caught at just shy of the 10. I'm really confused as to why Damiere Byrd is a starting receiver for Washington in the updated rosters. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but so be it. Like it should be McCaffrey or Diami Brown or whatever. Oh well. Haven't seen Jahan Dotson either today. He's been held in check. So is McLaurin. 1st and 10 for Daniels. Running back to his right. It's a pass play. Throws. End zone. Missed him again. 3 times now. They had a big play available. Maybe even 6. Cannot connect. We haven't done a single commie shot today. Not a single $20 super chats come in. Clock is now just running for Washington. Handoff to Robinson. He gets a yard. 3rd and 9 here. At the 10. Again, the clock is an issue at this point and a pretty big factor for Dan Quinn that happens to look like Ron Rivera. 3rd and 9. Commanders went no huddle there. Drops back. Play action. Daniels tucking. Not going to get it. Only gets a yard. 4th and 8. Spam your 4s for 4th down coming up. Daniels. Tucked and run. Didn't do it there. They're going to go for it on 4th and 8. They have to. They're down by 21. Daniels. Tucking. Looking. Not running. Throwing. Broken up. There's a flag on the play. What's the flag for? Pass interference on the defense. R for rigged in the comments. The refs are giving the Commanders 7 points here. What a joke. As they're sending out the kicker for the animation, because that makes sense. Absolutely rigged. 4th and goal. They give them a field goal, and Robinson spins out of 1 tackle, fumbles the ball. Who's got it? The Commanders get a recovery. They did. A recovery in the end zone for a touchdown for Washington. What an unbelievable last 2 plays. A BS pass interference call on a jump ball. A fumble in the end zone. Extra point is up and we are good. We are 8-3 on flags against the Cowboys this year. I guess that is realistic. So Washington gets it to 14 here. All right, you know what? I can't believe I'm saying this. Go get 7. Go run up the score, because this should be a 21-point win. Go run up the score, because they're going to go for the onside kick, stop them, and go get 7. Onside kick, illegal touching on Washington. 8-4 now on flags. Illegal touching. Cowboys get the football at the Washington 49-yard line. Go get 7. Step on their throats. Been a chaotic last few plays. DPI on 4th and 8 that was clearly a jump ball and should have been called. They're both trying to catch it in the crappy Madden animations. Fumble recovered in the end zone for touchdown by Washington. They got Deuce Vaughn in the game. They're going shotgun personnel with 2:57 to go. They're going to hand it off to Deuce Vaughn, and Deuce Vaughn is going to get 3. Step on those Commanders' necks. Madden typically likes to run the ball here, so it's fine if they do, but just blow them out of the water. Go get me another 7 here. Commanders can't score 14 in 2 minutes. I have no faith in their abilities to do it. Offset eye, hand off to Dowdle. Dowdle going to get the first down and a little bit more inside the 40 to the 36. That will take us down to the 2-minute warning. So last calls here. $20. Super Chat is a commie shot. It's just red vodka. It's crappy vodka, too. It's Russian vodka because it's the commies. 50 for a beer bong or a tortilla slap. 100 for all 3. 250. I get a free PTO day for college football 25. Prescott, teleport handoff to Dowdle, who's going to get a yard. Timeout, Washington. 2nd and 9. Give me one more. First down will basically end it. I just want to blow out Washington. Actively cheering to run up the score here. Because they can't catch up. Prescott, handoff to Dowdle. He's going to lose a yard there. 3rd and 10. Uh-oh. All right, now you should throw it. Give me a bomb to CeeDee Lamb. Do it, I dare you. They won't, but do it, I dare you. Although you are almost in field goal range too. Oh, they're going to go off. They're going to go full eye, goal line form with, I guess, a receiver at the very bottom down there. Elliott, the single back. Elliott, the handoff. Elliott gets loose for a first down and more. Inside the 25. Zeke gets loose for his first carry of the game. Commanders call their final timeout. Dallas can kneel to end this. Will they, though? They don't always kneel it, you know? Are they going to do the BS field goal as the game expires? They might do it. Timing is going to be close to it. Prescott kneels once. They should turn on speed clock. Seabass, they ain't commanding shit. It is a commanding loss, though. 2nd and 11. Someone said punt the ball. Oh, they're going full house package now. 2nd and 11 for a run play. Prescott, handoff. Dowdle is going to get a couple yards back. 3rd and 9. The timing might work out. They're going to kick the field goal, I think. Because they don't just kneel it. You know, CFB 25, once it comes out, once they get to this spot, game's over. Celebration stuff. No Miami Hurricanes, Georgia Tech nonsense. So one more kneel down. I bet they're going to bring out the field goal unit here and run up the score. Do it. Come on. Do it. Because if they block the kick, who cares? It'd actually be pretty damn funny. Let's see. Yeah, because they're going to have I got it at 25 seconds on the play clock when they break the huddle, unless they sim it down. Let's see how they're going to do it. Oh, they're going to do it! Aubrey's on for a 40-yard try. Kick is up. Aubrey. Good. They run up the score. 31-14. I love it. Hey, Big Mike, clap it up like Gary. Oh, Ron Rivera is all upset. Where did his glasses go? Why is Ron not wearing glasses? Spike those two. Who is the Cowboys' Week 12 MVP? Has to be Dak Prescott, right? Did he throw a fourth quarter pass? Or did he throw a couple maybe? Because he was 24 of 25 or something. Yeah, he was 24 of 25. Look at the stats here off screen. For 282 yards and 3 scores. It's got to be Dak. I mean, that was ridiculous. That's highly unrealistic. And if you consider that we kind of double the points for the sim versus like real life full 12 minutes, that's a lot of yards and points there. All right, who was the Week 12 MVP? Let me know in the comments of today's show. One last call here as well for the latest round of Cowboys legend voting. Craig Morton's got a narrow lead right now over Steve Walsh and Bernie Kosar. I'll screenshot the votes and plug them into our Excel sheet where Quincy Carter was the first winner. We'll see who wins next. Get those votes in, and we'll be back live again on Monday. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss out. We'll have live coverage on Monday for you guys. TBD on Wednesday. We'll be off the 4th of July. We'll see if I can just get cuts. I don't know. We'll find out. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/@CowboysTV.